Ahora, Churupinski está moreno, está guapetón, está fuerte, con una casa potente. Ahora, Churupinski, te va a tocar ir a Turquía, ¿eh? Hay que ponerse un poquito más de frente, ¿eh? Esa frente hay que peinarla más hacia las cejas, ¿eh? Churupinski, en nada yo lo veo poniéndose flequillo hasta las cejas, ¿sabes? En plan, ponme ceja. Yo estoy cerca de Turquía, lo tengo a 1 hora, o sea que en nada me voy a ir a Turquía. Dice que me ponga pelo, dice, mira, aquí hasta las cejas. Le voy a enseñar una foto de un primate. Digo, lo quiero así. La frente hoy en día está muy sobrevalorada, en serio, ¿para qué quieres frente? Bueno, gente, hemos dicho también que íbamos a ver un vídeo de Churupinski, nuestro querido Churupinski. Para los que no sabéis quién es Churupinski, bueno, pues Brent Churupinski es el mejor trader de FTMO, ¿vale? Que de hecho hace nada tenía, 10.000 suscriptores y ya va por los 25.000. Mira, 25.300, los mismos suscriptores que tenemos nosotros en el canal. Y bueno, ya sabéis que reaccionamos a un vídeo hace poquito de Mark Churupinski. Y bueno, es el trader que más pasta cobra de FTMO, ¿vale? FTMO es una de las muchas empresas de fondeo la cual él está utilizando. Y también vimos un vídeo que utilizaba de trading, no era bien una estrategia, sino que operaba en el horario Globex. El horario Globex se viene utilizando desde los años 90 y era cuando se empezaba a instalar todo el mercado digital, ¿no? Lo que nosotros hacemos hoy en día, el mercado digital, para aquellos que operaban, o sea, cuando ya no estabas dentro de la bolsa, ¿no? La bolsa de Nueva York, dentro de aquellos sitios donde ibas y tú decías compro, vendo, pues apareció el mercado Globex y lo que era el mercado digital, donde tú podías operar, los retails podían operar desde casa cómodamente, como estamos haciendo ahora mismo, porque quieras o no, nosotros somos retails. Entonces, dentro de este hay un horario Globex y él opera en soportes y resistencia fuera de este horario Globex. Si no has visto el vídeo, te lo voy a dejar al final de este vídeo, si lo estás viendo en diferido. Los que estáis aquí en Twitch conmigo, no. Pero vamos a ver qué tiene para hoy Brent Churupinski. Vamos a ver qué nos tiene para contar. Es una estrategia del Just 30 y creo que puede ser bastante interesante. Vamos a ponerle una velocidad 1,5 porque ya nos queda un vídeo más y con esto acabaremos la tarde. Inglés, vamos a poner los subtítulos en español. Vamos para allí, español. ¡Vamos allá!
7 trade ideas. This might be everything you will need in your trading journey this year. Yes, guys, the Campus Stocks and Indices yearly roadmap that I've been publishing for the past 3 years. For the first time, I made it completely free this year in PDF and ebook formats. Some of my early followers on Instagram might remember these stories that I posted on December 2022. And I forecasted how exactly the market is going to behave, and I predicted the 2023
Churupinski está puestísimo de gimnasio.
And then again, during my podcast with Abdallah and my famous year 30 prediction. So we are now, it's 25th of October. I just said the podcast is coming out somewhere in November. So when the audience will hear that, I'm long the Dow Jones. I can say that. And then again, when I called out Michael Burry and his S&P 500 and Nasdaq shorts.
Michael Burry. ¿En serio? ¿Llamó a Michael Burry? Hostia, qué puto amo. ¿Sabéis quién es Michael Burry, no? El de la película. ¿Sí o no? Pues no lo voy a decir. Buscarlo. Qué bueno.
I predicted a bull run instead, and look what happened. We'll never really know how big his losses were, as they are undisclosed. But during my research, I came across...
Hostia, tiene contacto directo con Michael Burry, tío. Hostia, este tío es muy bueno, ¿eh? Canal que tenéis que seguir, ¿eh? Tenéis que seguir este canal. Es auténtico. Esto es un tío ganador. Esto es un tío ganador. Pero no es que sea un tío ganador. Es un tío un puto crack. O sea, es un hero. Es un Pegaso alado, ¿sabes? Es el unicornio de los caballos. De los puras sangres. Es brutal, tío. Es el que más cobra de FTMO. Hay mucho que aprender.
But wait until you hear that my analysis is backed by more than 50 years of backtesting. In this video, I will transfer this knowledge to you, so you will have both the knowledge and the trade ideas on hand at all times.
Por cierto, los vídeos los edita muy bien ahora, ¿eh?
I'm also going to give you a step-by-step
Tiene pasta para un editor.
buying and selling opportunities. Even if you trade stocks, futures, or forex, I will tell you exactly what to trade in those instruments to make the most out of this yearly forecast. This isn't just about the US 30 on its own. It's also about every other financial instrument that is affected by it or affects it. But to me at least, the most important part of this entire video is the how. How do I do this? How am I consistently winning this every single time? Well, obviously not every single time, because we are men of probabilities. We have established our respect to the numbers already. But still, that begs the question even more. Hey Bernd, you told us before more than 80% of retail traders lose money. How is this any different? Well, let me break it down to you one more time. My yearly forecast is based on the US presidential elections. This data goes back 50 plus years in time, and during these 50 years, we have experienced 12 election cycles, each more similar than the previous. But why is this consistent? Why does it continue to happen? Elections play a crucial role in shaping the direction of the US, and by extension, the entire world. It's no surprise that they also impact investor sentiment and overall market performance. And we all know the entire goal of analyzing past performance is to provide valuable information about patterns and conditions that usually influence future market cycles.
¿Pero qué quiere decir? ¿Que tiene como una herramienta a nivel, digamos, macroeconómico o digamos digamos, situación geopolítica y todo esto?
And this is exactly where I begin, by analyzing the past election cycles. So what is an election cycle anyway?
Sí, ciclos electorales pasados. Entonces, ¿qué es un ciclo electoral? Flipa, chaval. ¿Lo habéis escuchado alguna vez esto? Ciclos electorales. Esto no es análisis técnico, ¿eh?
Election cycle, also known as the 4-year cycle, is the pattern of the market behavior surrounding the presidential elections. It consists of 4 cycles: pre-election, election, post-election, and midterm election years. And
¿Qué dices? El tío ha estudiado esto. Es una puta máquina, tío. En mi puta vida se me ocurriría esto, tío. Yo tengo un cerebro de mosquito. Cuando veo gente así tan inteligente y tan lista explicando estas cosas, tío, te os juro que me siento con un cerebro de mosquito. ¿Cuánto tengo que aprender, eh? Hostia puta. Gracias, Branks Traders. Un besote. ¿Qué pensáis vosotros? Esto me parece súper auténtico, tío.
let me be completely honest, one of the reasons why I love the consistent result of my election cycle analysis is that not many traders do this kind of analysis or even trade based on any of it. Heck, not even know about election cycles to begin with. I know that because it's my job to know that. Imagine a guy who has been doing great in his business for the past 10 years, made millions of dollars that you could literally scan to make sure they are real. He woke up one day feeling extra generous and made one of his business secrets public. You came across that business secret and you're literally staring at it right now. Here's my advice. Study it, understand it, and then use it yourself. It's not even that hard. I've made pretty much all the heavy lifting here. Let's start with the US 30. Of course, the US 30 is the Dow Jones, which is the index that tracks the performance of the 30 largest publicly owned companies in the US. We've just stepped into 2024, so let's break down how this year is going to be for the Dow. First off, we have the US presidential elections approaching, which definitely influences share prices in the lead-up. Although the new president won't be inaugurated until 2025, this election cycle plays a significant role. Now let's talk numbers. Over the past 50 years, from 1973 to 2023, the Dow Jones saw some interesting trends. On average, in presidential election years, it rose by 7.84%. It's excluding minus 32.72% drop during the 2008 financial crisis. In pre-election years, it performed even better, showing an increase of 16.31%. Post-election years saw a rise of 8.8%. As for the following midterm election years, the increase was just 1.54%. In a nutshell,
O sea, que está diciendo que los años preelectorales y electorales es cuando más sube el US 30. Hostia puta. Mucha cabeza, gente mirando en muchas direcciones y en direcciones que importan. Pues sí, tío. Sí, faca, sí. Sí, direcciones que importan. No solo técnico. Qué bueno, tío. Me está encantando este vídeo. Buenísimo, buenísimo. Me gusta mucho. Churrupinsky. Ahora, Churrupinsky está moreno, está guapetón, está fuerte, con una casa potente. Ahora, Churrupinsky, te va a tocar ir a Turquía, ¿eh? Hay que ponerse un poquito más de frente, ¿eh? Esa frente hay que peinarla más hacia las cejas, ¿eh? Churrupinsky, en nada yo lo veo poniéndose flequillo hasta las cejas, ¿sabes? En plan... Ponme ceja. Yo estoy cerca de Turquía, lo tengo a 1 hora, o sea que en nada me voy a ir a Turquía, dice que me ponga pelo, dice, mira, aquí hasta las cejas, le voy a enseñar una foto de un primate, digo, lo quiero así. La frente hoy en día está muy sobrevalorada, en serio, ¿para qué quieres frente? Yo un flequillo hasta aquí, hasta las cejas, y que me pueda peinar, ya te digo, de donde inicia la nariz hasta atrás. Cosas de la edad.
2024, it's expected to see higher stock prices. They might be a bit erratic at times, but the overall trend should be upward. So it's a bullish outlook for me. Now, some of you might be thinking, am I going to update these forecasts based on news or wars or what experts from Goldman Sachs recommend? Frankly, I won't, and here's why. My overall research is based on over 100 years of price information, providing a solid foundation. The path has been laid out, and current action doesn't warrant changes. You see, there's a certain destiny to the stock market. Sure, many banks and market experts have warned of a major recession and market crash, but that time hasn't come yet. We'll have to wait until 2026 for that bearish sentiment. Let me address another question. Does it make any difference when a sitting president runs for re-election? Well, after analyzing 18 presidential years, I found some interesting patterns. Out of the 9 times a president ran for re-election, which we all know might happen in 2024, the incumbent won 6 times. So statistically speaking, the advantage goes to the one in the office, holding a 66% chance of winning. Now here's something that might surprise you. Statistically speaking, it hardly matters for the stock market whether Republican or Democrat is elected. In both cases, higher prices have been observed at the year end. However, during these re-election years, we've seen a more significant sell-off in February-March, which hits stocks harder. This is the first trade idea in the yearly roadmap PDF. The link is in the description, by the way, if you haven't had your copy yet. Now, let's move to protein.
Esto está en la descripción. Un momento. Tengo que ver. ¿Esto está en la descripción? ¿Está gratis? A ver. ¿Esto es gratis? ¡Churrupinsky! Lo quiero. Es gratis, gente. Descargar. ¡Qué brutal! ¡Churrupinsky! Me encanta este hombre. Ya os sabéis, lo tenéis en la descripción. Qué grande, me encanta. Bueno, seguimos con el vídeo. Seguimos con el vídeo.
We start the year with a major shorting opportunity. We will see a market top late February to the beginning of March and a bottoming mid to late March. I see great potential for this trade and I want to start the year with this high probability, low risk, high reward trade signal. If you are looking...
A ver, el trade de febrero, 22 de febrero.
This high probability.
Esta señal comercial de alta... Quiero comenzar el año con esta señal, el JUS 30, de alta probabilidad.
Low risk, high reward trade signal. If you are looking for the best times to buy equity indices or stocks, late March and April have shown to be favorable periods based on this pattern. This is the second trade opportunity. I expect a very bullish April. I expect the Dow to bottom around the 3rd week of March. We will see a nice rally throughout the entire month of April towards the beginning of May. Do you know what they say? Sell in May and go away. As usual, the weak month of May will give us shorting opportunities. In general, I expect a bullish summer. Look at a nice rally starting at the end of May until mid to end of August. There are going to be a lot of buying opportunities in the summer, and this little chart alone needs a video on its own. Of course, when I publish any new updates on these kind of trades, it's usually on my Instagram stories or on Twitter. If you guys want to keep up with this busy summer on the Dow Jones, this is where to find me. If I choose 2 sweet spots for buying on that chart, they would be June 27th and July 25th. I expect the top to be between August 14th and September 2nd. Of course, the probability of these trades depends on what kind of trader you are. Can you hold positions for a couple of days or even weeks? The more patient you are, the better results you'll be able to achieve if you know the trend, and that's what I'm teaching you right now. Between September 14th and October 29th is the weakest period in election years. Big shorting opportunity. We will see a significant drop between 4% and 10%. Any try to take new highs in October is virtually impossible. We'll only see red on the streets. But end of year will be a happy ending with potentially the best trade of the year. A confident rally between 5% and 15%, starting from the lowest point of October all the way till the end of December. This all sounds great, right? Now how can you trade any of it? First of all, ask yourself this. Why am I focusing the entire forecast on the US 30? Any guesses? Yes, exactly, because it's always reflected on a lot of other financial instruments. Let's see. As a stock trader, you can trade index ETFs, DIA, QQQs, or SPDR for the Dow Jones, Nasdaq, and S&P 500 respectively. Or you could have even a better edge, trade any particular stock that drive those indices like Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia. Now you're ahead of the curve by at least a step. On the other hand, a Forex trader would trade the derivatives like the US 30 or the same stocks that I discussed earlier in their CFD form. What about the futures? Well, a futures trader trades the underlying asset. They drive the market, and if you trade the real deal, then you are already 2 steps ahead and you probably know what you're doing anyway. And finally, we have the top of the pyramid, the creme de la creme, the prop traders. And on top of being funded and trading with big capital, they can trade stocks as a derivative in almost every prop firm on the market right now, just like a Forex trader would. How cool is that? Now, take 5 seconds to imagine how awesome it would be if you can get funded $50,000 in 2024 using only your analysis and this PDF. This year is going to be special because every time I hit a profit target in a Dow trade or correlated trade, I will know some of you guys hit that profit with me. And just thinking I will be sharing this thrill with you is exciting.
¡Qué brutal!
I will share those moments. We'll do follow-up videos.
¡Qué brutal,
on the
tío!
PDF,
Me ha encantado.
We'll make a lot of dough together this year. For now, you know what to do.
Maravilloso. ¡Qué vídeo tan maravilloso! Me ha encantado los ciclos de mercado de las elecciones. Súper interesante. Bueno, mega like. Me falta Awesom. Me falta Awesom en el comentario. Mega Awesom. Mega Awesom. Mega Awesom. Espectacular. Me encanta. Me ha encantado. Me ha encantado. Gente, ¿qué os ha parecido? ¿Qué os ha parecido? A mí me parece espectacular, ¿no? Me parece increíble. Brutal, 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 brutal. Me ha parecido muy bueno. Muy bueno. Bueno, Churrupinski, un tío... Dejadme ver lo del... A ver, ¿me lo he descargado al final o no? Roadmap. A ver, un momentito. 11 páginas. Sí, me lo he descargado. ¿Lo queréis? ¿Queréis que os lo pase o qué? ¿Os lo paso? Lo tengo aquí, ¿eh? ¿Os lo paso por el canal? Venga, va. Os lo paso por aquí. Bueno, que sepáis que lo podéis descargar vosotros también, ¿eh? O sea, me ha parecido espectacular la estrategia. Sí, pues ahora os lo paso ahí por el chat, ¿vale? Para los que lo queráis, acabamos el directo y os lo paso. Brutal. Oye, me parece increíble este estudio que ha hecho. Qué bueno, tío. Qué bueno. Me parece muy bueno. Oye, contenido brutal de Churrupinski, ¿eh? ¿Estoy suscrito o no? Estoy suscrito. Decía, no estaré suscrito. Churrupinski me parece brutal, tío. Bueno, por algo es el trader que más cobra, ¿no? Me ha parecido espectacular. Así que, gente, ya sabéis, Bren Skorupinski. Que me disculpe Skorupinski, pero está mazadísimo, es un guaperas. Se le ve, es un... ¿Cómo se llama? Un cicladillo millonetis, ¿eh? Es un cicladillo millonetis del trading, me mola su rollo. Así que Churrupinski, super like, seguidores del canal, muy buen canal, super like. Y vamos con el siguiente vídeo. Y ahora sí, gente.
Hacer un fondo, no más de prados y pastizales. Quiero ser un caballo de pura sangre y elegante, correr sin límites en el mundo financiero, invertir en trading, ganando dinero verdadero.